Today I'm going to be talking to you about playing your hand, playing the hand you were dealt, even when it comes crummy, even when it seems crummy, and like you don't want to give. Sorry, I'm reading off my phone. I forgot my slides. I'm a bad presenter. This marketing conference isn't going well, is it, Max? I think I haven't. I don't think I've won any favors.
Woo! Woo!
I have a few discussion questions, and I'd love to hear your answers. I'd love to hear your answers to at the end. After that, we can play some poker and have a good time and drink mocktails and celebrate St. Patrick's Day together. Gambling, kind of. No money involved. You better not.
Alright, then it's cigarettes and favors.
So, my first couple of slides are a little bare bones, so I might add things, I might not. But my first slide is on embracing uncertainty. So everything connects to poker in this presentation. It's all poker related. So in poker, you don't know what cards you'll get, which, like life's unpredictability, that's a thing. Yeah, life's unpredictability. So we don't really like want to push the Bible on anyone here, but if that's something you're into, like me and Max, I do have a proverb that I picked out for this slide, just on it just says basically, so it's 16:9, in their hearts humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. So this is just basically saying that and this whole slide has kind of been about trusting the process. You can think of it as for me, for example, I'll think of it as trusting God, letting him in and not worrying too much, I guess. So my second slide was going to be on making strategic choices. So in poker and in life, poker requires thoughtful decisions based on the cards you're dealt. So one thing to think about in this regard, and I'm kind of dealing with this now actually, is you have to kind of sit back and not let yourself jump to any conclusions before you do anything. Before you take actions, think through everything in your head, and so for example, for me right now, I have some ideas of different roads in my life, or different pathways to travel down, and the reason, I'm taking a long time to decide because I feel like it's going to be a rather important decision and it will affect my life. And so sit back and kind of detach yourself from the problem. So my third slide is on surrendering what you can't control. So in poker, you can't control the cards, only how you play them. So I often struggle to let go of things But one thing I have been relatively good at letting go of, some might not say so, but I think so, is like the fact that for example, so I have a thing called alopecia, and so basically it's just an autoimmune disorder. So basically what's happening is that my body thinks my hair follicles or like my hair is like a disease, so it's treating it like a disease and attacking it. So like all of my hair fell out like 3 years ago now, and it's just people like, I don't really struggle with it so much, and the reason is I actually like my look better now, like my hairstyle better now than I did before. The only thing, my hat, yeah. I have no hair anywhere. Like, if you can see, I don't have eyebrows. Like, if I take off my glasses, there's no hair. I used to have like bushy eyebrows. Like, the girls like love those shit. Love that shit. And
You have hair down there?
I do not. I knew someone was gonna ask me.
Hey, let's find out after hustle. How about that?
Alright, that was a little too gay, right?
Hustle after
Hustle after dark.
Sorry.
You're good. You're good.
Bro's gotta recoup his thoughts.
I do. I'm buffering. I'm buffering. So yeah, so like when I was 19 that happened, but like the biggest thing for me was like the aspect of like probably girls are gonna like not think of me as good, as highly, like as attractive. But I like my look better, so it's not really a huge problem to me. And it also, I was a very very introverted kid growing up, and it kind of brought me out just a little bit more, gave me that extra push of like, when I go outside, people are gonna be looking at me like no matter what. So like, just kind of like embrace, like the first slide, like embrace it. Like, people are gonna be looking at me like, it's okay to be wild and crazy and like, you know, not fit in perfectly and stuff. So then my fourth slide also talks about poker, obviously, since that is the theme. It's the theme of the night.
Woo!
Mama and Rainbow Quinn.
So poker can involve bluffing. So like, for example, like a well-known thing is like the poker face, like not really giving away your hand, and life often. But so poker can involve bluffing, but life often calls for honesty and authenticity. Authenticity isn't something I usually struggle with as much as surrendering things out of my control. But I have a quick story about one time I thought being unauthentic and dishonest was a way to get what I wanted. I bluffed my entire personality to the point, so this is sad because I had a really good slide on this. it showed this. So like I like to think of my life in different characters because that's kind of how I've lived my life up until this point. As I've put on different people, like per se, like different characters, and many were good in many aspects and many were bad in some aspects, and a lot of them mixed together. And like as I flowed from one character to another, the lines became blurred, and there's a lot of different nuance to each character. And as I involve the characters deepen and become stronger, not necessarily good, not necessarily bad, just the way it is. So this character I played, where am I? I'm lost. Yeah, so I've left my thoughts and possibly even likely, I like to think, I don't like to think, but I think that my words may have become someone else's in chasing after these characters to impress people. I lost myself basically. And I really didn't, there were times, let's see. So the pictures I have on the slides, which I don't have, but that's okay. So the pictures I had on the slides, are like me playing this character, pretending to be someone I didn't even really want to be at this point. This character specifically, I wish I could show you, but I can describe it. So this character, you see, he oh sorry Max, you can just I'll be back there in a second. I had like sunglasses on, you know, I was kind of like playing this. Well, in high school, I was a very kind of stereotypically like nerdy kid. Like I hung out kind of, I had a really big group in high school. I didn't really like most aspects of my group. I didn't feel heard. I felt like maybe like when I would speak up, because I don't like to use my words lightly, and when I did speak up, you know, I wasn't really listened to because people just kind of like expected me not to have anything to share. So people would kind of talk over me and just keep talking, and yeah. So the character I decided to be here was very, I would say he kind of tried to be like a little bit, there was a lot of aspects to him, but he tried, one thing was for sure like be more sporty, or like be more athletic was one of the things, and like kind of like being a little bit of a jerk, because like I had never really done that, and like people kind of looked at me as this person they could kind of just shove around in high school. Anyway, so I just kind of became kind of jerk, and I dressed like it, I acted like it. So I'm not proud of like everything I did, and I kind of played this tough guy character, and it wasn't me, and let me get to the point though. I think that's enough. I think you can grasp what I'm describing. So others might see success as having the most money in their bank account, helping people through their days, or even lifting the most weights in the gym, which was kind of part of this character. Part of this character was like that, and because that was the athletic aspect, I guess you could say. And to me, I see all these things as just kind of a means to love for me personally. Like, for me, love means sacrifice, and so I just that was my last major slide, I guess. So I have a few discussion questions that I just kind of like to ask you guys, and we can get into like maybe two tables, it seems like, tonight, and just kind of discuss these. My first question, like the top question that I came up with, is like, what is your meaning? So like in terms of poker, but like as a metaphor, but like for life, what is your meaning of the game? Like, what is your meaning of life? And what is something you've had to overcome? Like dealing with uncertainty, surrendering what you can't control. And what is something that, let's see. We'll stick with those two.